The federal government has been talking about this FedNow system, which I think is being rolled out this month. And they're doing the usual thing of dangling the carrot of speed and convenience and getting your usually state money fast. And they're going to try to get you into this, what looks like a CBDC in disguise. And like you said, it's a way of tracking your money, maybe having something that's potentially can be censored, et cetera. How does it go now down this road of this centrally controlled money, and what do we look out for, and how do we fight back?
Good questions. I don't really know the details of what will happen, and I'm not sure that even the ones who are pulling the levers and the strings know exactly what's going to happen next. I'm sure they have different scenarios that they can put into play depending on how the public reacts and how the markets react and so forth. But I do know that if you stand back a little bit and look at the overall pattern, it's all part of a constant, gradual, baby step movement toward the ultimate goal that we've been describing. It's not going to happen overnight, but it's happening amazingly fast. I don't really know what their timetable is. Every time I read one of their essays or one of their reports, they have a different timetable, a different date. Sometimes you hear, 2030, sometimes 2035. I heard one recently was 2045 that year, that it'll all be wrapped up by that time. They don't know, and it doesn't really make any difference. It's just moving in that direction as rapidly as they can make it happen. If it will happen at all, or when it will happen, depends on us, depends on the pushback. And it's not just enough to study it and understand how it works and to criticize it. We have to stop it. And I'd like to, on this topic, I always think of that great documentary that was done by the BBC some years ago on the life of George Orwell. And I have it in our Red Pill University archives for anybody that wants to see it. It's one of the best documentaries from a production point of view I've ever seen. But the content is mind-blowing. First of all, it's everything in the documentary, which includes the whole life of George Orwell. You see this marvelous actor whose name escapes me now. He even looks a lot like Orwell did. And he plays the role beautifully. Everything he says in the entire movie is actually the words of George Orwell that have been in print. So it's an amazing accomplishment. And the point I'm leading up to now is the end of the documentary, where we see Orwell on his deathbed. He's dying of tuberculosis. And there's a lady there in the room with him at the foot of the bed. She's a newspaper reporter, undoubtedly a BBC reporter. She's got her notepad. And Orwell is lying in the bed. He's propped up, gasping for breath. And you can tell by the look on his face, he's on his way out. And she says, well, Mr. Orwell, your book, 1984, presents a very ghastly picture, a very grim picture for the future of mankind. How is it, how can we avoid this? And this is what I'm leading up to. It's done so well. The camera moves in close on Orwell, and you can see he's struggling for breath, and he says, well, there's only one way, and that is, and then he looks right at the camera, and he says, don't let it happen. And that struck me like a bolt of lightning, because that is, I believe, the truth. If this ever comes to fruition like they plan, I don't know how they'll ever get rid of it. There'll be total control. Anybody that even dreams about objecting will be eliminated through starvation.
Yeah, I've had this discussion. I had a guy named Chris Giancarlo here who was a former head of the CFTC, and he's got something called the Digital Dollar Initiative to try to make the dollar free and censorship, resistant. And I said, is this the most important fight of humanity? And he said, yeah, I think it is. Because if we lose this, just like you said, you can't take it back. Now the state has control of your money, and your money affects everything. And it probably won't be undone. And by the way, if you look at the digital yuan in China that's been rolled out to, I think, a couple 100 million people, for all the reports that I've seen, it's pretty scary. It's directly linked to social credit. It can be censored, it can be pulled, it can be tracked. And if you already thought there was control, now it's just a whole nother level of control.
Yeah.
And like you said,
even become worse as it goes.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. I'm looking for partners, collaborators, colleagues who want to join forces with me around the globe and create real value, generational wealth, and financial freedom for everyone else around the world. Get involved in the cryptocurrency markets, get involved in the NFT markets. This is your moment. Life all comes down to a few moments. Don't let this pass. Now it's not too late. Next year's going to be too late. Ultimately, this is about freedom. That's the way I see it. This is about giving power back to the people and enabling billions of people worldwide to use the financial markets to improve their lives and those of their friends and their families and their communities. Honestly, I think it's a violation of human rights not to allow people basic access to financial services. Because right now people are being kept in the dark, they're being robbed of education, and it's a travesty. And so I'm looking for people that want to join me and be a part of this solution. And that all happens inside the DeFi Academy. The gains my students are making are absolutely amazing. Double, triple digit gains in the first month alone. That's amazing. This will change your life. Now is the time to get involved. I'm going to tell you exactly how my students in my academy made money in the last 30 days. I'm talking about real trading results. And let me just whet your appetite a little bit. Let me hit you with some numbers. I'm talking Brendan from New Zealand is up 68.77% on the month. Steve from Europe up 83%. Albert in Singapore up 169.9% on one single trade. I got Susan up 153% on her call options alone. Also rocking 139% returns and 442% returns as well on individual trades. These are people that are changing their financial future in the last 30 days, but it's based on trading discipline. I've graduated over 500 students from inside my academy from over 54 countries around the world. It's amazing. When it comes to crypto, DeFi, and blockchain, we love this space. We truly believe it's the future. This is down to our core. It's authentic to what we're doing, and everybody can tell through the camera because you can't make this stuff up. If you're watching me now, wherever you are, I implore you, take 60 seconds right now and join my academy. Apply today. Now you've got a chance. Life all comes down to a few moments. What are you going to do? What's the choice that you're going to make?